What's up, everybody? Welcome to All Things MSP. I'm your host, Justin Escar, and today is a special quick announcement about the upcoming ACES conference. Stay tuned. Near. What's up, everybody? Justin here, host of the All Things MSP podcast, on my own today because, much like his beard, Eric has gone missing. No, I'm just kidding. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the upcoming ACES conference, which is happening May 12th to 13th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, yes, it is my conference. Yes, this is shameless self-promoting, but this is what platforms are for. When you have a podcast, you do things like this. ACES conference is all about the business side of IT consulting for MSPs. And yes, the website says Apple, but no, it is not really Apple specific. I know this because we're in our 12th year and I know all the speakers. So what this show really is about, it's a no fluff, all business conversation, right? We have topics that are going from learning how to be on stage and having public personas, kind of like having a podcast. We're talking about marketing. We're talking about risk management. We're talking about sales. We're talking about networking. No, not that kind. Person-to-person networking. We're talking about how to run your business using simple steps. I think the topic is actually run your business like Old McDonald from Rich Wingfield. And we have a lot of other pieces, work-life balance. We're talking about some management techniques, things like that. We have a panel this year on how to scale your business. Every year, these topics get better and better and better. I've never seen any of them because I'm always running around being like, hey, is the air conditioner okay? Hey, did you eat enough food? Hey, it's good to see you again. So I actually haven't seen anything. I'm being a little facetious. We have like this crazy good lineup this year. That's all I can say. And we're doing two new things this year as well. Number one is we are offering an employee track. One of the biggest pieces about running an MSP is like, I don't want to be away from the day to day. I need to make sure my clients are okay. And then you have someone, you get your first employee and you leave them in charge for a couple of days. And you can go do things like come to a conference. But you want to push that employee to be better as well, right? You want that employee to understand, what does it mean when we have a contract with a customer? You want that employee to look at a ticket and be able to see through the technical aspects of just like restarting the printer. You want that employee to feel welcomed and happy in your business because you want them to stay around for as long as possible, right? Like that's kind of it. So this year we're doing something new. And we're doing this employee track. Now, what's cool about this employee track is we have, it's one of the 2 days. So let's say day one, employers, one room, employees in another, and day two, everyone will be together. We have this great lineup for how the employees can do better. So I'm gonna do the employee track and then we'll talk a little bit about for everyone else. Melanie Curtis, longtime ACES speaker, business coach, professional development coach, world record skydiver, is going to be kicking off our employee track. She's going to probably, I don't know which topic 100%, but she's probably going to talk about fear in being okay at work. And that's a thing for employees, for sure. They're always afraid of messing up. No employee wants to mess up for their boss, right? So we're going to start with that. Alan Edwards from MSP Hire is going to be doing the networking, no, not that kind presentation about what it means to be an employee and still be able to go to shows like ACES or other conferences and network and learn and find out from people the things that they need to learn to be better at the job you hired them for, because you want to keep them moving in the right direction. Will O'Neill, longtime MSP owner, is going to be talking about what you should be selling in 2026 in the employee track. Now, we know as MSP owners what we should be selling, right? We're always talking about cybersecurity and compliance and proactive services and things like that. But your tier one guys and girls may not see those opportunities through those tickets, right? If a client emails and says, hey, I can't print, your tier one team is probably gonna, like I said earlier, do the technical aspects of fixing the printer. Is it on? Is it connected? Is it on the right Wi-Fi? Does it have ink? Can you restart it? Et cetera, et cetera. But there might be an opportunity there for something else. We as consultants typically go, you know what, if you're in a situation, just send me your document and I'll print it for you and meet you at the airport where I know you're leaving to go and whatever. To see those opportunities, it takes a different mindset from being a technician to an entrepreneur. And so Will's conversation is going to be things that will trigger those thoughts in your employees. So you definitely want to check that out. Sean Spencer, longtime coach. He was the coach for the Basketball Wives, I think, and an Olympian. He's going to be doing workplace anxiety in the employee check. Jackson Pavelka is going to be doing the journey from employee to employer. I really believe in the idea of an intrapreneur as opposed to an entrepreneur. An intrapreneur is someone who's an entrepreneur inside the company. And I want my staff to take ownership of problems. And you have to have almost a boss-like or entrepreneur-like mindset to do that. So Jackson's going to be doing that. So those are big topics for employees throughout the day. On the employer track, day one, we have Brian Gillette from Feel Good MSP. He wrote that book, How to Sell a Ton of Managed Services, just a couple months ago. So he'll be kicking this off. Charlene Ignacio is going to be talking about owning the conversation. Adam Angst, famed writer for Tidbits, 30 plus years of writing. From chatbot curiosity to client trust, he's going to talk about using AI chatbots to interact with your customers and how that should be handled the right way. Tim Fitzpatrick from Rialto Marketing is going to talk about marketing, obviously, because he's from a marketing company. Jennifer Espinoza Goswami is going to be talking about 3 ways of that speaking can boost your visibility in sales. Maybe you want to speak at a conference and build up your brand. That's a great way to do it, and this is a great person to listen to. Ben Morales, who's a very astute MSP owner. He's done some very good stuff in the past for us. Practical risk management for the modern MSP. Solid foundational core components that you need as an MSP. I mentioned earlier, Run Your Business Like Old McDonald by Rich Wingfield. Justin Maxwell from Big Life Financial is going to talk about the wealth shift from owner-operator to owner-investor. Ty Davison, Success on Your Terms of Work-Life Balance. And Lucas Acosta, How I Lit $80,000 on Fire in Marketing So You Don't Have to, which is a great lesson to be learned because we've talked about this before. You don't want to make those mistakes. You want to learn from other mistakes. So this is a great opportunity to do that. And we have our How to Scale panel with Noam Birnbaum from Ignition and Matt Wosow from Personify Tech. So big lineup. Also this year, we're going to be having our first ever podcast row. So Eric from here, I guess, right? Because this is our show. Eric, my podcast producer and beard extraordinaire, Eric Anthony, will be doing short form content for All Things MSP, allowing you to build like a commercial for yourself, which is really great social proof for your company. Longtime friend of the show, Uncle Mar from IT Business Podcast, will be doing longer form content. And Jamie Greenwood, more commonly known as the Cyber Pig, will be doing like man on the street kind of interviews and stuff like that all throughout the show. Now, the reason we're offering this is we want you, the attendees, to come and sign up for these things, number one, but we want to offer these like free pieces for you to then enhance your business. So you have a short form commercial, you have a more longer form piece of content to say like, hey, I was on this person's show and he has, so many thousand followers and he wanted to interview me. That's a good thing. And then Jamie the Cyber Pig, you're going to have this short form content, another piece to like as social proof or to put on your LinkedIn or whatever it is to like really build up your business brand. So there's a lot of things that are happening, right? 2 full days of content. If you're worried about food, we got you covered. Breakfast, lunch, dinner on day 1, breakfast, lunch on day 2, snacks. I make sure nobody goes hungry. Food is one of the biggest pieces of our conference. If you do come, ask me about why we always have like warm chocolate chip cookies in the afternoon. Great story, involves one of our attendees. He doesn't remember asking me about it, but we've made this joke running so far. Here's what you will not learn at ACES. You will not learn about MDM configurations, how to connect your Intune rules to Defender to ensure security compliance. None of that. We're not talking about Microsoft 365 security. We're not talking about the latest AI for your ticketing system. We're not talking about products. We're not talking about tech. We don't talk about products. Is that part of our business? 100%. But as the business owners and the employees, we have to understand all the other pieces, right? Our businesses aren't just, plugging into all of these SaaS platforms or figuring out what's the best cloud solution for this particular thing. No, our business is being able to sell that cloud solution to our customers and understand what it means when that cloud solution goes down and we need to make a shift, or that way our client doesn't sue us and do these things, right? We talk about the legal ramifications of it. We talk about how to sell that as more than just a branded cloud solution. Anybody can sell Dropbox or Box or Google Drive or Office 365 because those are just names that everybody knows. But if you can package that and sell it as a managed cloud-based file share that will retain, with a 5.9 uptime and ensure backups as a solution for a customer, that's marketing. And that's what we're going to talk about. So no tech, no terminal commands, no command line, no PowerShell script, none of that. There are plenty of other good conferences to go to if you want to learn that stuff. And I implore that you do. Here, it's content marketing, design, management, HR, contracts, selling, client retention, and so much more. The other thing that I think is really important about the show is it's a smaller show, and that's important to us because it allows for a more intimate hallway track. We've scheduled time in there for those conversations to happen. We want you to talk to each other. We actually sometimes force it, honestly. But we want you to talk to one another because what I find interesting is when a 1-person MSP talks to a 10-person MSP, there are lessons to be learned going both directions, right? It's never just the 10-person MSP being like, this is what you need to do, and if you do exactly this, you can be exactly like me. No, because there's so many different pieces involved to that. Geography is a good piece of it, right? A 10-person MSP in Idaho does not do the same thing as a 1-person MSP in Chicago or New York City or LA or something like that. And vice versa. You also have the ability to talk about, what niche you're in, because we really do hone in on niches. I have an attendee who's coming, and if you want me to introduce you to him, I will. He does only doctor's offices in the San Francisco Bay Area, right? That's a really tough niche because he needs to understand the complexity of not just of the computers that he's managing, but of like HIPAA, which is obviously one of the most complex compliances there are. Now, I want you to take a second and just realize how hard it was for me to say complex compliances. And you try to say that 5 times fast. That's what I thought. So the show is going to be all about that. Building and scaling your business, which is what I think a lot of you who are listening want. Because if you didn't want that, you wouldn't be here. So do check this out, acesconf.com, ACESCONF.com. Ignore the fact that it says Apple. That's just me marketing to my people because, again, you know me, Justin Esker, host of the show, Apple consultant. If you've never been to the show before and you want to go, when you go to checkout, use the code ATMSP10, ATMSP10, and you get 10% off the show. That'll work on your main ticket and also your employee ticket. So when you go into checkout, you'll see under add-ons, we have bring a coworker. That's the employee track. So buy that. Now, if you know someone who is new to the MSP game and you think that this show is the show for them, go to our website, acesconf.com. Scroll down to where you see the Edward Esker ACES Scholarship. And yes, that is my dad. My dad was a big part of the show for a very long time. He helped out. He would, help tape wires to the ground so we could have power at everyone's desks. He would help, make sure everybody was happy and checking on the food. He helped me design some of the layouts when we first started. He was a big piece of the ACES show and loved coming every year to the show. And unfortunately, he passed away in November of 2024. And so when we did the show last year in 2025, we did the inaugural Edward Esgar Scholarship. And so this is our second year doing it. And so it will cover a free flight, which is really a domestic under 1,000, hotel stay, and a full conference pass to the show, plus a 1-hour one-on-one business consultation with me. So check that out. Go to the website, acescom.com, scroll down. You'll see a picture of me and my dad. And there's a button there that says learn more and apply on our scholarship page. And you can go and apply for that. Or you can nominate somebody for that as well. If you think there's someone you think should be coming to the show, go do that. So what have I covered here? It's a great show. It's coming May 12th to 13th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have 2 full days of amazing speakers. We have opportunities to come. We've made a 10% discount for you. The one thing I don't think I've mentioned yet was all of our sponsors. So I do need to give a big shout out and thank you to Jamf, Material Security, Drive Savers, ATMSP, Watchman Monitoring, Monotype, Adigy, Loop Communications, Alternative Payments, Rippling IT, RSI, and Rogue Amoeba for helping this, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do a show at all. But I do implore you, if you're an MSP and you're looking to move your business in the right direction and you want to grow and you want to scale, I can guarantee you that this is the place to be. And if you're not sure, you still question it, find me on facebook.com/group/allthingsmsp and send me a DM. Join our ACES conference Slack. It's free. If you go to our website, under the contact us button, there's Slack. You can auto invite yourself and then you can come DM me there. You can go look at our LinkedIn Live we just did last week. Go to my LinkedIn, linkedin.com/in/Justin Esgar, and find my LinkedIn Live where I talked to Brian Best, Lucas Acosta, and Adam Rice about the show. I will talk you through this and explain why I think you should come or why I think you shouldn't. I will be honest. If you are a 30-person MSP and you are rocking $28 million a year in MRR, okay, I can understand you don't want to come to ACES. I get it. It might be fun for you to learn something new anyway. But if you're a smaller company, let's say you're doing less than 2 million a year in ARR, and you want to grow your business to get to 5 million, acesconf.com, ACESCONF.com. That's it. If you want to find out more about the All Things MSP show, facebook.com/group/allthingsmsp. I'm sure this will be up on YouTube, youtube.com/@allthingsmsp. Click the bell, subscribe, like, leave a comment, leave a review. We know what you need. From Eric and I, thank you so much for this, for listening to this special episode, and I hope to see you in Minneapolis. Bye.
Thank you for listening or watching the All Things MSP podcast. If you liked this episode, go ahead and give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, and consider subscribing to catch all our weekly episodes. And from your host extraordinaire, Justin Esgar, and myself, Eric Anthony, your humble producer and All Things MSP founder, thank you very much for spending your time with us. If you are not aware, All Things MSP started as a Facebook group and now supports over 6,000 members. We also have a LinkedIn page for those of you who don't do Facebook, and make sure to check out our YouTube channel for even more content. And a special thanks to our premier sponsors, Blumira, Easy DMark, Material Security, OIT VoIP, and Sync365. And thank you to the rest of our sponsors. Without sponsors, we could not do what we do for the MSP community. Please consider checking them out. The All Things MSP podcast is a BizPow LLC production. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not reflect the thoughts and opinions of any employer, vendor, sponsor, or random taxi driver in the Metro DC area. Be sure to join us next week for another exciting episode.